For most of recorded human history, how much was in your head really made a big difference, right?
Right.
And now it's more about how can you ask good questions and how can you use the information that's out there.
Our oldest is, she's just finished her junior year of high school. We're going into her senior year. And it is always on the forefront of my mind, like, okay, what next? What next? Not that she has to have her whole life planned out, but I hope we haven't screwed her up too badly. That's always, I think, what every homeschool parent thinks, what every parent thinks. What have we done right? What have we done wrong? What could we have done differently? Where are they going to go next? And it's a scary thing. And so Unbound, I know, really focuses on those kids. What is it exactly that you do?
Yeah, so I think maybe there's all kinds of ways to describe this. So let me try this and see if this makes the most sense. I have this theory, and it's a little countercultural, that says that when people say we live in a knowledge-based economy, they're really just talking heads that haven't thought very deeply about what they're saying. Because what that implies is that we need a bunch of really smart people to run our world. And when they say smart, they mean academics and they mean GPAs and all those kinds of things. And I absolutely have no problems with people with high GPAs. I graduated magna cum laude from my school in the top couple percent and have really good academic experience. But that is not what matches reality from what I can see. And from what I see, reality is a little different. We have access to almost unlimited information, and it's measured in mere microseconds how fast we get that information. So all of a sudden, having knowledge, having a bunch of answers stuffed in your head, that's not really the information or the skills that you need to thrive in the world. And so the way we say this is we say we live in a questions-based paradigm, but most people think we live in an answers-based paradigm. And for most of recorded human history, how much was in your head really made a big difference, right? And now it's more about how can you ask good questions and how can you use the information that's out there. And I found that was not being, I'm a veteran of higher education. I worked for a higher education institution, a college, for 12 years. I had an executive position as director of admissions there. I'm very familiar with traditional higher ed. And I left mostly because I didn't like the debt aspect of it, and also because I was really frustrated with the faith aspect of it. But the third piece was, it's like, I don't think this is actually giving the value everybody thinks it does. The things that people actually need to be successful are not being taught in the classroom, because the classroom still assumes this answers-based paradigm where they just put answers in people's head. Right. And so Unbound is very much designed with that in mind, to say, look, education is important and you need to learn things. And in fact, we'll help you earn college credits, and you can transfer those credits in. We guarantee everything transfers. You get a fully accredited degree. About 70% of my students do that. Most of them are graduating through Liberty University, but we have multiple partners and work with all kinds of schools. But the important part is not so much the degree, it's about the life skills that you need. And so the question was, what if we designed a training program that actually taught the things you needed to be successful? And I think those things are pretty plain. That's really great communication skills. It's critical thinking skills. It's practical applications. It's leadership skills. It's being able to take an idea from an idea to reality. It's being able to get along with other people. What if we treated those with as much rigor as we treat our academic courses? And what would happen if we did that? And what would happen is that we just get students who outperform their peers dramatically. And so that's what Unbound focuses on. Yes, we can help you earn a degree. We can almost always do it without debt. But more importantly, we will do that in a way that puts the emphasis on the skills and the training that you actually need to be successful in the world. And we call that project-based education, which basically means, to put it simply, if you're going to start a business, you should study about starting a business, and you should start a business. And those two things together will probably get you a lot farther than just studying about it.
Yeah, yes, for sure. Garrett has his degree in business, and he didn't get his degree until he was in his 30s. He had started it, of course, right out of high school, and then he went into the military, and then we, had our own business. We've had a few businesses of our own, and then he went back to school to finish his degree, and he was studying all these business books, and he was like, "Well, this is not exactly how business works."
Talking about, yeah.
Yeah. It was so crazy, that he was like, this is not, I mean, in some ways it was, but in a lot of ways he was like, this is not real. This is not realistic.
Well, there's this weird distortion field. My favorite example is I had a kid that came through our program and was doing marketing, and he was working for us and killing it. And then he went to finish his degree at the school, so earned the last 30 credits of his major. And he sent me a snapshot, and his textbook from his keynote marketing class, the case study example was MySpace for social media marketing.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time MySpace had anything to do with social media, right? And so he's like, this is state of the art. I mean, at a good school in marketing. And there is kind of a trap there, right? Institutions are very slow to change. The people that work
Sure.
for them, are generally came as experts many years ago. And I'm finding that, our marketing strategy changes. It used to be every year, then it was 6 months. Now it's like every 3 weeks.
Right.
And so, there's just this fast moving aspect to it that I think requires a different approach if we really want to give our students the skills they need to be successful.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.